going to introduce to you the first Vice Commander, Logan Swanson. Let's give him a round of applause, please.
Thank you very much. Welcome to Jasper, Arkansas, in the courthouse square here, and our acknowledgement of veterans. We appreciate your attendance here. You know, I was watching a program on TV this morning early, and it was all about veterans and the establishment of them early on, and the growth of the Veterans Administration and the work that's gone on to try to take care of veterans. You know, there's a presumption by servicemen when they join the service, they call it a contract, that, you know, you sign up and you do your duty, express a willingness to sacrifice it all, do what you're told to do, including go to war and give your life up if necessary. And in return, the government has agreed to take care of you if you become injured or have a disability that needs care going on. So it's a struggle for veterans to find all the care that they need. They gave a statistic today on TV that 8,000 people, military people, have perished in combat since 9/11, Americans. They also, shortly after that, said 100,000 veterans have committed suicide since 9/11. It's a huge problem with mental health, post-traumatic stress disorder, homelessness, and other social problems that veterans are struggling with. So we want to honor our veterans here. We want to encourage the public to talk to their legislators. It's a big bureaucracy, the government, you know, and it's a difficult thing to manage, but it's a necessary bureaucracy, and we'd like to see continued improvements in it. It's a little bit politicized currently, as everything else is. But anyway, thank you for coming out and honoring veterans. Before we get started, I'd like to ask Peggy Bushnell to, I believe you're the chaplain for the Ladies Auxiliary Post 93. If you would please come, and if everybody would please stand if you're able, remove your cover, and we'll have a prayer. You can be seated. At this time, I would like to ask our post adjutant, Bill Hemmer, to lower the wreath onto the memorial stone, please. Thank you, Bill. I'd like to call the adjutant up now, Bill Hemmer, and he had some comments and something to share with us.
The lyrics, as we know, the Star Spangled Banner came from Francis Scott Key. He originally called it the defense of Fort McHenry. He was there at Fort McHenry after witnessing the bombardment of the fort by the British ships by the Royal Navy in the Baltimore Harbor during the War of 1812. Key was inspired by the large American flag, which he called the Star Spangled Banner, flying triumphantly above the fort during the American victory. This flag had 15 stars, 15 stripes for the colonies at that time, was made by Mary Young Pickersgill in her home in Baltimore. The flag later came to be known as the Star Spangled Banner and is today the actual flag in the National Museum of American History at the Smithsonian Institute. I was actually there at Fort McHenry about 20 years ago and saw it. They had it under glass, and it was disarrayed, had a few holes in it. It was restored in 1914 by Amelia Fowler, and again in 1998 as an ongoing conservation program. The actual Star Spangled Banner song, poem, verse was recognized for official use by the United States Navy in 1889 and by the U.S. President Woodrow Wilson in 1916. But it wasn't made our national anthem until a congressional resolution in 1931 and signed by President Herbert Hoover. So it's got a little history.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. That was informative. At this time, we're going to play the national anthem. I would ask everybody to stand and remove their cover. Thank you all for standing, if you were able. At this time, we're going to raise the flag. Two. I would ask our adjutant to come forward and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
If you're able, move your cover. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Recover.